last year even toying with, do we leave the UK or not? And I know so many people going at the moment, and but the problem is we don't know exactly where to go to. And so this is what we've decided instead. Hey everyone, welcome to another video. We're going to be doing, well, I hope it's going to be fun, but I thought I would talk to you about the best buys of 2025 and also talk to you about some things for 2026, including our whole house move, because I've had a lot of you saying to me, you're still looking to leave the UK, so we're going to talk about all of it. The first thing, and actually I'm going to mention this because besides the fact it works, I also want to mention it because it's time sensitive. So do you remember that, look at this, it speaks for itself. This result that I had on my jawline and neck, this was back in April. So basically it's all down to this device, which is a radio frequency device. It's from Current Body and it just works. I will say, if you're going to try it, because I put it on my Instagram stories a couple of days ago and I had a couple of you DMing me, asking me so many questions about it. If you're going to use it, the way that I got the results that I did, you use it once a week, but Current Body will tell you to use it per area only for 5 minutes. I'm using it 10 to 15 minutes, okay, per area. I did tell them I was doing that and they didn't say anything, but that's how I've got the results that I've got. So it took me 4 sessions of doing that. So you start here, you go 10 minutes, 15 or 12 minutes or however you want to do. Then you move over to the next bit. And if you're trying to work your jowl, make sure you get right up here as well, because this tightens all of this. So you've got to get right in there, up here, all along here. All of this bit on your face is, for me, what I've noticed has contributed to that jowl there going or softening a lot anyway. So when you do this, if you've got like a jowl issue, don't just focus on that and nothing else. Like do the area above it, the area below it, just to kind of tighten and pull all of that. And also another thing I want to say, so every time I talk, Louis starts scratching around. You're going to have to ignore him, I'm so sorry. But in my real life, one of my friends said to me, oh, I bought that and it doesn't work. Mine doesn't work, it doesn't get hot enough, and then it's hot and then it's cold and I haven't had the results. And that's exactly what I noticed with mine. I thought mine was fully broken when I first got it. So when you use it, it's got to stay plugged in. But all 4 of those prongs need to stay on your skin at any one time. And I find that if I go too fast, it goes hot and cold and I lose the heat. You've got to go really slow in like circular motions or like side to side motions, but you've got to go slow and steady. Do that, okay, if you're going to do it. But the reason why I was saying this is time sensitive is that they gave me a coupon code and it was a Cyber Weekend deal. And it gets you 20% off, not only the radio frequency tightening device, but also their hair loss mask and also their LED face mask. Basically anything on their website gets you 20% off. This is excellent, by the way. You connect your phone up to it so you can listen to your music. You turn it on, there's like a little button here. There's a timer on the side. And this is just so good for hair loss. I get seasonal hair loss and I've been using this. You've got to use it for about 12 weeks, once a day for 10 minutes. It's on its own timer, so you haven't got to time it. But you do need to use it every day and it greatly reduces hair loss. And that mask isn't just like a hair loss thing. It's like it targets hair loss postpartum, maybe perimenopause, seasonal, so many reasons for hair loss, and it can address all of them. So that 20% off expires on the 8th of December, which when the video goes out will be tomorrow, Monday. After that, the code will still work, but it drops down to 10% discount, not 20. So just to let you know about that. And I've been so pleased with that. Like the LED stuff has cleared up my skin, but this in particular has made me so happy and it's made me feel so confident. Like when I took that first picture, I was really depressed because I thought, oh my God, is that what's happened to my face? And I didn't really notice it before until I took the picture. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to go and like have a facelift or something. And then I started using this and I was a bit miffed because I was just like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna do anything. And it did within 4 weeks. And I couldn't stop taking photos of my face all through that week because I was like, no, surely it can't have done this, it can't have done this. And it had. And those pictures, as I say, they speak for themselves. The other thing this year, Hermes. I have something new from Hermes, and you might be scratching your head as to why, because obviously they didn't serve us last time I went in. So I'm going to talk about that. Let me do that new item first. So the twist is, I didn't actually buy this. This was the most generous, beautiful gift that was given to me by my friend Emre. And he was like, oh my God, I'm worried I got you the wrong colour. Do you like it? Do you want to exchange the colour? And when I saw it, I was like, everything about it's perfect. It works on all, I've got 3 Hermes bags. It works on all of them. Let me show you. So he got me what's in here, and it's beautiful. Look, he got me a Pegasus. And this is my favourite one. They've got the rodeo that doesn't have the wings, and this, which is it Pegasus or Pegasus? Oh, I don't know, something in French. But he got me this, and it's in like a dark green with like almost like a grey black. And this works perfectly. Let me show you. Because another great thing that I'm glad I got this year is this bag, which is my Picotin. But look at this. It works perfectly on there. It really, really pops on there. Oops. Then I also think, so I've got that in the loop bag. So all of my bags from Hermes are secondhand. This is the only one that isn't. David managed to get this off the website, and I don't know how he did it, but he did. And I've got a charm on there at the moment, just this. I got this on Amazon, this charm. It was about £7. But look, that's so nice as well. I like the way that almost blends in. It's very, very subtle. But then, if I show you it as well, because I'm going to use it on the Constance, look at that too. Doesn't that just add something? I really think it does. So I absolutely love it. And Emre, I want to thank you so much once again. I keep messaging you being like, thank you, thank you. But I absolutely love it. It's so thoughtful of you, and it's just so beautiful. Right, so another thing I'm glad I got this year, back in February, okay, you know my situation with Hermes. It's complicated. I've never really liked the brand. I don't like how they treat people. And I have become a Patreon customer kind of this year. And as I say, most of it's been secondhand stuff, but I have been in there a couple of times, and I've bought I bought this rodeo charm back in February, but they're not very helpful. I tried to buy a pair of trainers just because I liked the trainers, and it was like, sorry, we're so busy, we can't serve you. And there was like literally no one in there, and it makes no sense. Maybe it's personal, I don't know, whatever. If you don't want the commission, you don't have to have it. Anyway, I got this bag on Luxury Promise. It is stuffed at the moment. I've got one of those pillow stuffers in it. But I got this on Luxury Promise. It was brand new, bought in 2024. It's still got the protective film on the hardware. Comes with the keys, came with the dust bag in the box, the full works. And I would never have gone for the Picotin, actually. I don't know why. I always knew I wanted a Constance. I always knew that. Going back to like 2019, 2018, I saw the Constance, and I remember for the first time seeing it going, oh, I don't really love Hermes, but I really like that bag. But never the Picotin. But I was scrolling on Luxury Promise, and there was a picture of this. And I actually stopped scrolling, and I looked at it, and I was like, I really like that. I like the slouchy nature of it. I like that it's like a little bucket bag type thing, and I loved the colour. If you know me, I do have my Constance bags. My Constance bag and my In the Loop bag are like greys. But if you know me, I love colour. And in my everyday life, I do wear neutrals, and I am getting more into neutrals like blacks, browns, creams, etc., greys. But actually a lot of my bags are bright colours, and I just enjoy colour. Well, anyway, I saw this, and it was the full set, as I say, came with the invoice and everything. And I decided to buy it. Now, I did pay overs for this. This was £3,800. But I know if I could have got it direct, because this size 18 would have been around about £2,500. So I knew I was paying over. But I knew your chances of getting this bag are very slim. Your chances of getting this bag in the colour you want is even slimmer. So I decided to do it, and I've really, really enjoyed this bag. So I feel very grateful for that. Another thing that I've really enjoyed, everything's falling around here. You know what, guys? I know it's wild. This is two extremes, ends of a spectrum, isn't it? Hermes to Kurt Geiger. But Kurt Geiger, I really like their bags. So for my birthday this year, I treated myself to a few things, as I told you, but one thing I got that I completely forgot to show you was this. So I went out for my birthday for like a big meal with like a group of friends, and I wanted a bag, and I was like looking online for a bag, and then this advert, no, I actually got an email through from Kurt Geiger, and I just happened to open it, and it had this bag, and I was like, that's adorable. I know it's wild. I know it's like, is it tacky? Yeah, it is. I don't care. It's absolutely so cute. So it's velvet. If I come in closer and show you, it's velvet. It's plain on the back, and it's just got these little charms stuck all over it. And on the inside, it's very nicely lined, and it's got the name of the bag there. And I saw it, and it was only like, not even £200. Like, I think it was like £199, which for what it is a lot of money. But I liked it. But while I was there, they had their sale on. I think their sale's still going. I got this, and it was like 30% off, 35% off. This is denim, and it's metallic. And you know, I already have a couple of Kurt Geiger bags. One I kept, one I sent back actually. So do you remember the rainbow flap bag that I got? I sent that back because the leather was so soft on it. It had some dents in it that I wasn't happy with. But when the denim one came out, I thought that's not going to be such an issue, and it's not. Like, this is really sound. So if you like the leather but you also felt the same way, then consider the denim. Oh, another favourite item. They are these, my Fairfax and Favour boots. I got these back in October. Yes, it was October. And I got the medium heel version, like the lower heel version. But I also got the high heel version. So these boots, I've always really liked them, but I'd never tried them on. And I thought, is that heel going to be too high? Because I do kind of like live in trainers for the most part. Sorry, that's Louis again. He's like scratching at something. This is the problem when you have animals and you're trying to make a video, you cannot control what it is that they are up to. One real biggie that I've been excited about owning this year is my Hermes Constance. I never thought the day would come that I'd get this bag. I always wanted it, but there was always something I wanted more. Does that make sense? You know, when you're like, oh, I've got a budget for a bag. Do I go and spend that on that, or do I just get something else? And, you know, and there was always something I wanted more. But I think the reason why Hermes has grown on me, despite the fact that at the same time I can't stand it. Like, I don't like this game thing. Some of you, I had a horrible comment from someone saying, oh, the only reason why you tried to buy stuff is so you got offered a bag. I have never, that is not true. That's you. I never said that, and that's something that's not true. I wanted to buy a charm for my bag because I wanted to buy a charm for my bag. I think that's the only thing I've got from Hermes. Like, I went in there to try and buy a watch strap. Guess why? Because I am getting a band of eczema on my wrist from my watch, which David got me for my birthday. I did not go and buy the Hermes Apple Watch, and I didn't ask David for it. He went and got it for me. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to them as a brand, I feel all sorts of confused about it, but I always knew that I wanted this bag in particular. Now, I got this from Cellier. I bought it, I think it was May or June. It was around about that time anyway. And I've really enjoyed it. I don't use it all that often because I don't want to ruin it. But also, when I was working, so I retired in November, but when I was working, I didn't get to use it because I was like working, and I'd use like more of a briefcase type bag to put my laptop in, or like I have my Aspinall of London bags that I prefer to use for work because I don't really like wearing like a big logo. And now that I'm not working, when I do leave the house, I do go out for lunches and dinners, in which case I'll use this, but for the most part, I just go to the gym, so I'm not using it for that either. So it's getting a little bit of wear. I don't want to ruin it. This is the size 24, by the way, so this is the larger size, which is the one that I wanted. Speaking of Louis, how could I almost have forgotten? Like, another really great thing that I'm glad we got this year is him. Our situation is we've got 2 house bunnies. They live in the kitchen, and we've now got Louis. He's our Pomeranian. He was born on the 7th of June, so he's like a few months old now. And do they get on? Kind of yes and no. So we would never leave him with the rabbits unattended. When he has snuck into their enclosure, he doesn't bother with them. He's more trying to eat their food. So he eats, it's weird, he sees them eating hay, so he tries to eat hay. They've got their rabbit kibble, like nuggety things. He tries to eat that as well. If we give them coriander or parsley or, you know, herbs, he tries to eat that as well. Like if he sees them getting given herbs, he will bark at us until he gets given some, and he watches them eat it, and then he tries, but he keeps spitting it out because obviously he doesn't like the taste of it. He thinks he's a rabbit. He's very funny, but he's just been great to have, and it has been like a big learning curve. I knew it was going to be full on having a dog, but I didn't quite realise the full extent of it. And gone are the days where David and I would go out for like a 10-hour day. Gone are those days. And I don't know what we're going to do next year when we want to go to Festival of Speed and things like that, because you can't take dogs to it. And that's like a full day event. But we leave him at home for like up to 4 hours. And he seems to be pretty good with that. What are you doing? Okay, so they're just some of the things that I'm really glad that I got this year. Let's talk about 2026. I think I'm just going to go into this year being a lot more reserved, and if the things I'm dreaming of happen, they happen. Like there's so many big goals I've got, and maybe they were too big, you know, to have achieved in a year. Maybe they're going to take a couple of years, quite possible. But yeah, that's kind of that. But anyway, the house situation. So I have had quite a few of you saying to me, like, what's going on? So we've been backwards and forwards talking about leaving the UK for a long time, for like a good year. And we've got our reasons for it, you know, and I know so many people I know people that have gone already, you know, not even people that are going. I know people that have long gone. We do keep debating it. And we were so close, you know. I didn't say anything about this, but like a couple of weeks back, we were moments away from phoning up the Singapore embassy to make an appointment to go through the process of like what you have to do to emigrate to Singapore, because it's a place we've been to that we really like. But then we spoke to family members, and family members were like, you can't move to Singapore, we'll never see you again. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And, you know, although we want to move, I know that it would be bittersweet. I know I'd be really, really sad about going, but excited about going. You see what I mean? So we're back to thinking, okay, maybe we'll stay, but just move house. We want somewhere bigger. I love where we're living, but we want somewhere like a bit bigger, more out into the countryside. You know, that kind of thing. There's actually nothing on the market at the moment. So the area we want to move to, there's only 2 houses on the market right now, and both of them are very expensive for what they are. So with both of them, they're very run down. They, like one of them, I swear, has not been touched since like 30 years ago. It's got really old bathrooms. It's got an old kitchen. The kitchen actually needs relocating in the house because the kitchen's been put in a really small room, and I don't know why they've done that. It just needs a lot of planning and a lot of work, and we are not builders. I grew up, my dad's a builder, right? I grew up knowing what it's like to live on a building site, and it's no fun. So I don't really want to do that. But obviously it's Christmas coming up. People don't really put their houses on the market. So we're not expecting to see loads, but I think come the new year, we should start to see more going up. So we're going to be a lot more on it now. Now that work's done and out the way, we're going to be a lot more on it in terms of looking for places, going to viewings, seeing what's out there. I said on my Patreon, actually, earlier this year, we looked at like, I think we've looked at like 2 or 3 houses this year so far. Not like in a serious way. We've just done like drive-bys and stuff, and we've been like, oh no, the road's horrible, or don't really love the area, you know, or whatever. But we feel like we've kind of like nailed it down a bit in terms of where we're looking, and we are looking at a very small area, not a small town. I mean, we're looking at a very narrowed down geographical location for where we want to move to. So I know it's not going to be quick. I know that we're going to have to just wait for the right place to come up, which could take however long. You just don't know. So yeah, right now we're thinking about staying. That could all change. I don't know. As I say, I know so many people who are going, so many people who have gone. Lots of people who have gone saying, you need to move to where we are. Like, and I'm tempted. But a lot of people I know have gone to Asia way, and I love Asia. You know, I feel quite at home there, but it's just so far away from home. If I needed to get home quickly, it would just be, you know, pretty much like a day's travel. What is it to Singapore? 16 hours from London. So anyway, look, that's kind of the situation there. That's what we're planning for 2026. The house is like the #1 priority. Might try and squeeze a holiday in somewhere, but yeah, I'm also going to carry on with my consulting. So although we've retired, David doesn't want to work anymore, which is fine. I feel like I've got it in me to like do a little bit here and there. I don't want to like do nothing. So we've quit the main day job, and I now have not done any work at all in a couple of weeks, and it has been so nice to just sleep in and do what I want in the day. And I'm back at the gym. I'm going to the gym every day. I couldn't do that before because I'd get to the end of the day and I'd be like, oh, I need to go to the gym, but I feel so tired, I don't want to go. Now I'm going in the middle of the day. I get up in the morning at a leisurely hour. I go and have my breakfast. I go to the gym and, you know, come home, walk Louis, you know, just chill. But I am going to start consulting. So from the new year, I've got some partners that I work with who want me to consult for them are going into the new year, but I'm not going to go back to what I was doing, like not even 5-day weeks, 7-day weeks. I'm not going to go back to that. I'm going to do like the odd few days each month just to like keep me fresh, keep me knowing what I'm talking about, keep in touch with other people, bit of money on the side, you know, that kind of thing. That's really what I'm going to be looking to do. So that's going to keep going on. And the great thing is, if we did leave the UK, technically speaking, I could do that job from anywhere remotely. It is nice to go and meet people face to face, and I do that a lot. But actually, a lot of the work I do in most recent years has been remote. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to stop talking, let you all go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.